This is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again, and this time by the new IBF super lightweight champion in Liam Paro. Liam, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm still on cloud nine and yeah, pumped, ready to run this division.
We spoke to each other probably around 2 weeks ago now, and not only were you looking forward to the fight with Subriel Matias out in Puerto Rico, his backyard, you were absolutely full of confidence that you were going to get the job done. Easy for people from the outside to be skeptical, but you did exactly what you said you were going to do. What gave you that amount of self-assurance that you'd be able to do it on away turf and also not worry about the decision?
Look, I just got self-belief. I always believe in myself. I'm very confident in my abilities, and we're just proving to the world what we knew as a team. You know what I mean? And what better way to take out the boogeyman, the most avoided guy in not only the division in boxing at the time. It was honestly, don't think you could write the script any better. It really skyrocketed me up to an argument at the top of this division. I took out the guy, so that makes me the guy now.
Anything in the fight itself that surprised you? Anything that took you aback?
Not really. We knew what we're getting into. We knew he had a high work rate, big power. We just prepared perfectly. It was the game plan we had, we executed it perfectly, and yeah, hats off to Alfie for coming up with the game plan. He's the boxing wizard when it comes to that. I've got the best trainer in the world, and Alfie with that on that side of things. But look, it was it's still hard, like it's still a pinch myself moment. You know what I mean? I went there and just the magnitude of it all that gets me. It's going into the lines, then going into the our enemy territory and getting it done the way I did was I always got faith in the officials and stuff like that. I said if it goes the distance, I'd faith in them that they would get it right, and they did it. I had the boxing ability to do so. I believe it was a good one-sided fight, very clear win.
Agreed. And you mentioned his power there. Having now been in with him, how hard does he hit?
Look, he hits pretty hard. Not going to lie, his record speaks for itself, but it's more, we knew he's more of an accumulation puncher. When guys sit there and let him tee off, which, like going back to the game plan, we didn't let him set his feet for that reason. You're going to stand there, he'll wail away on you. There was a couple times on the ropes, yes, he did catch me, but look, I knew what I was getting into. Like they say, you can't go swimming without getting wet. I knew I was going to get punched in the fight with the volume, but looking at the copies, the punch stats, I outworked him, and I bullied the bully in a way. So, man, I'm still, like I said, I'm still buzzing for it about it, and man, it's just a start. It's just proving to the world what we already knew, and yeah, cementing it in the way I did. It's just unbelievable.
Now, it was one-sided, as you point out, but you are still in Puerto Rico. He is the champion going in. Was there any concern at all at the end of the fight that they take it away from you?
Look, we've seen some crazy calls in boxing recently, so that's always a thought in the back of your head, but I was confident I did enough. I really was confident that I did enough. But yeah, look, until your hand's raised and the belt's around your waist, anything can happen. We've seen crazy calls before. So answering that question, yes, there was a little bit of like voices in the back of your head, like, come on, man, surely they can't do me this dirty. But like I said, I was confident that I did it clear enough to get the victory the way I did.
You talked about running the division, so let's talk a little bit about some of the rivals at 140 pounds currently. We saw late last week a deal was reached with Ryan Garcia, who we discussed in our previous interview with the New York State Athletic Commission. He'll now be suspended, Ryan, for a year. What do you make of that? Is, fair punishment in your view, and someone you knew? Go ahead.
100%. There's no room for cheaters in this game. We're not playing golf. We're putting our life on the line. People can die, and people do die in this sport. So things like that, I have no time for it. You know what I mean? If you can't do it properly, don't do it. Don't cheat. It's just, I've got no time for cheaters, and like I said, going back to the sport we're in is very dangerous. You're putting your life on the line, and people that go and do that kind of stuff, I've got no time for it, but going back to when it comes back, 100%, I'd love to get a fight in with Ryan Garcia, 100%.
And Devin Haney, who was, of course, the other party in that fight, was until recently still the WBC champion, applied to be made champion in recess because he wasn't happy with the the money on offer apparently after the result of the purse bids for his mandatory defence against Sandor Martin. What did
Yeah.
you make of Devin's decision?
Look, I don't know. I think his head's still in the clouds about the whole Garcia thing. And look, it is what it is. Yes, I was eyeing Haney off for a as an opponent, but we're standing in our lane. We're just gonna he's out of the way now, and we've got the other champions to chase after. It's not going to change anything for me. I'm always going to be here. So when he decides he wants to come back, I'll be there. But for now, it's just it's tunnel vision and stand in our lane and going for the unification fights.
And on that subject, Devin Haney becoming champion in recess has led to Alberto Puello being upgraded to full
Yep.
WBC champion, or I think he was upgraded first, and then Devin became champion in recess. What do you make of him as a fighter? Is he who's number one on your list as a potential unification opponent?
Look, any of them are. Anyone with them belts. We're going back to Polo. I've done a bit of work with him in Vegas. That'd be a good fight. He's a good fighter. Man, I believe that I can beat everyone in this division. I took out the guy that everyone was avoiding. No one wanted to even speak his name, and I went and took that guy out. So got to put respect on my name. And yeah, like I said, I'll fight anyone. I've proved that. I'll keep proving that. Yeah, my goal is now to unify, and whoever's in the way, let's get it.
We talked previously about a rematch between Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor. Jack obviously came through that, a closer fight, arguably, than the first one, even though he didn't get the decision that time around. And it was talks of him getting into a final eliminator with Arnold Barboza. That came to nothing in the end. And it's now been announced Jack will be fighting Regis Prograis, who, struggled against Devin Haney. I think it's more than fair to say in that fight, did throw a lot of punches. What do you make of that as a fight? Is there a chance that Jack's catching Prograis at the right time?
I believe so. I believe Prograis' last two fights haven't been the best. Even when he fought, it was Zarilla. I think his homecoming fight, he didn't look that great. But look, we'll just have to wait and see. Whoever wins that fight could be a potential opponent for me. But yeah, I want everyone. I want to knock out all the names. I want to be the guy. Keep proving that I'm the guy in this division, and yeah. So anyone can get it. Honestly, anyone if it makes sense, let's get it on.
And the WBO champion is, of course, defending for the second time this weekend, Teofimo Lopez against Steve Claggett. You came pretty close, I think, to fighting Teo at one point. What do you make of him as a potential unification opponent?
It'll be a good fight. I'll be keen to fight Teo. I'm sure he wants to try get a win back against an Aussie. So what better way to fight for a couple belts, and yeah, let's do it in Down Under or wherever. Like I said, I just want to fight everyone, and that's what I am. I'm a fighter. Fighters fight, and I'll keep proving that. I'm a man of my word, and yeah, I'm just going to keep knocking them off one by one.
Would you expect to have kind of a few lengthy chats with George ahead of that if it does come off?
Of course, me and George talk a fair bit. We're good mates, and yeah, definitely. But at the same time, we'll have our game plan, and yeah, but of course, we definitely will. We'll talk.
And you obviously got your heart set on unifying, potentially undisputed as well. Would you see yourself going through the weights in the future?
Look, 100%. I love my food. I come from an Italian background, so yeah, I'll like this week off. I've been on a seafood diet. Seafood needed. So
best kind.
Look, it's for sure. It's the best. And that's 100%. But at this time, my goals, I make 140 very comfortable. So it's it's just getting the belts here and the big fights here, and then 100%. I'll in the future I'll move up to 147. If there's big fights there, if it makes sense, 100%.
Is there anyone out there, either at 140 or 147, who you'd see as a dream fight for you?
I'm not sure. I'd like to get in there with Ryan Garcia. You know what I mean? I'd love to get in there, and especially with the way he won, getting that job done would be huge. You'd skyrocket you to the top of the sport. So I believe that would be a good fight, just depending when he comes back and whatnot. But there's heaps of good fighters in both divisions, 140 and 147. So, man, there's too many names to rattle off. But yeah, I want to get in there with everyone.
And just before I let you go, just try and sum up for us what it means to you to have won that title out in Puerto Rico. Because a lot of people win their titles at home crowd cheering them on, and that has its own kind of emotional resonance. But what does
Yeah,
it mean, kind of being the villain and snatching it away from the champion on his home turf?
mate. Honestly, oh, it's the best feeling in the world. You know, just the magnitude of the fight, the way I went and won it, and in enemy territory was just out of control. You know, I honestly believe you can't write the script any better. And I was meant to have my shot with Progress, the WBC title before I was injured, but man, God has a plan, and this was His plan for me. It was to win it the way I did, and yeah, really explode onto the scene.
Well, congratulations again. Great victory. And yeah, hopefully the
Thank
first
you
of many at that top level.
for sure. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, Liam. Take care, mate.
Thanks, mate. Bye bye.
Bye.